Good evening. We're here at Happily Ever After today. My name is Megan Rogers and I own Happily Ever After Schnauzers, and I'm here with Amanda Shores, who owns Nightingale Schnauzers.
Hi guys.
And baby Harper.
I'm getting bigger.
You don't just look like you ate too much.
No, finally. This is not a food belly anymore, guys. Nope. She's getting bigger. We're 21 weeks. So
Yay! We can't wait to meet baby Harper. So this evening, what we're going to be discussing is something that we spend a lot of time explaining to our clients about when you take your puppy home.
And what happens? And what do we do? And what do I need?
So we have Blondie here, and she belongs to Happily Ever After, and Nightingale Schnauzers has her identical twin sister.
Darling.
Yep. So but this is not a puppy that's for sale. Sorry guys. But we look forward to having puppies from them in the future, but right now we're raising them. So we're going to talk about this setup because this is what we describe for a lot of our families.
Yep. Everyone has questions about it. So I know that Megan does it too, but normally about week 4, we will send out an email or a text message and basically say, hey guys, this is what you need to be preparing for, and this is what you need to be getting in order to make sure that your life is a lot easier with your puppy. And so one of those things is our playpen.
Yes, so this playpen specifically, we do raise puppies in them, but we also use them for whelping, and so that's why they're a specific size. Yes. There's so many different sizes, and there's not a right or wrong size. Do you want to talk about the pros and cons of bigger and smaller?
Yes. So with the smaller size, of course, the puppy doesn't have too much room for error. They can sleep in their pen, and usually the door is open, which of course Blondie has moved. And then, but they can also have very little access to be anywhere but the potty pad. So when you have a small puppy, it's best to have a smaller pen. However, puppy is going to grow, and also puppy needs room. So we want to make sure then that we can do a larger pen as well. So sometimes we recommend, instead of doing a one-size-fits-all like this one, we would recommend maybe doing one of the wire pens that you can actually hook to your crate and wrap it around. And we usually send that picture to our clients. And that crate can be sized either smaller or bigger, so that way you can get a little bit more use out of it. And you can also get them height-wise the sizes, because sometimes our bigger puppies like to climb out.
And those bigger ones also have a door, which is like a human-sized door.
Yes, that you can actually undo it and walk in rather than stepping over it. And if you're like me and you try to step over this, you're going to end up falling in it.
This one does have a door for the dog, but not for you.
Here. So anyway, it is nice to have a pen that you can step in yourself to clean if needed, but you also can have a pen that can grow with puppy and that can be of a certain height. So you can get them anywhere as low as 24 inches all the way up to 48 inches, I believe. I think that's the highest. I wouldn't recommend that though if you're going to be leaning over. I would honestly recommend between 24 and 36 inches in height. But yeah.
And then you also, what some people have done is they will actually zip tie their crate to the door.
Yep.
Because this is actually an 18-inch crate. We usually recommend a 24-inch crate with a divider so that you can make it bigger and smaller. Yes. But a lot of people will zip tie it to the door instead of putting the crate inside. Yep. So that they have more room, they still have the cover over the crate, or actually buy a cover crate. This is of course just a flannel blanket, and that would give you more room in this pen or any of them. Yes. So any pen that you want, because sometimes, especially when the dog is 6 months old, they want them to have a lot of room to play.
They want
so that gives you that by zip tying it to the door. They can't get away from it, but you're not taking up their play space.
So yeah. So and then let's go over what we put in this pen. So, of course, puppy has access to water. This is our little water buckets. And we do have Amazon lists that you can actually go online and click on our Amazon list or click on our Amazon stores, and you can actually purchase those. Now, of course, they're from Amazon. We don't actually sell those. But you can purchase these different items, and it's a little bit easier to follow the link rather than us trying to tell you constantly. But these buckets are on there. So we do little buckets for water, and they do, of course, hook to the pen no matter what pen it is. We also have toys in there, and we do have different sensory toys. So we have toys that rattle, we have toys that have different textures, and then we also have toys that squeak and some that shake. So that way the puppy is constantly being stimulated, as well as we have Bones, which Blondie right here is chewing on her cow hoof right now. She's having a blast. Yes, I'm talking to you. So she's having a blast with her cow hoof. Do you want to explain why we like the cow hoofs?
The cow hooves are really great for teething and helping them lose baby teeth on time. A lot of people talk about dog teeth being retained, and cow hooves are really hard. Also, it actually cleans their teeth.
It does, yes. It might stink, but it does clean their teeth. They're not like us. They don't carry around toothbrushes or anything. So, yes, it does help to clean their teeth. And it's something that the puppy can gnaw down without actually, like, breaking a tooth. A lot of the times, these antlers that we buy in pet stores and online, those harder bones can actually break the puppy's teeth, and we definitely do not want that, nor because that's a huge vet bill. But these they're hard, but they're soft. So, they're hard enough to where they last forever, and then they're soft enough to where they don't actually break the puppy's teeth, which is awesome. And then
it's also a stress reliever.
It is, yes, because you got to get that energy out, and sometimes stress can give you tons and tons of energy. But yes, huge stress. In fact, when we have storms that come in, or we have maybe a stressful day, like for instance 4th of July, everyone knows it's just a dog's holiday to duck and cover. At that point, we give everyone a cow hoof and we cut on classical music, but the cow hoof helps to relieve that stress of things going on. The last thing that we have in there, of course, other than the crate, is going to be this potty pad area. The potty pad area, we have a potty pad in a potty pad holder, and so that way little Miss Blondie here doesn't take the potty pad and run around and run amok all over the house with it, or all over her pen with it, or chew it and eat it, which we have puppies that love to do that. So it actually keeps the potty pad in there, but the cool thing about these potty pad holders is when they pee, it goes right to the pad, and then the poop, it's easy, you just pick it up. So it kind of sits on top of that grate, and so that way it's an easy cleanup for everyone, and your puppy doesn't get disgusting.
And you also don't have to change it the minute they use it.
No, not at all.
So you get your money's worth out of it. Because if they pee on it like 2 or 3 times, that's completely fine.
Yeah. And you kind of want them to do that because you want them to know that that's where I go. So if you hurry up and clean it up every single time, they don't really smell it all the time. And so you want to leave a little bit on there every once in a while just so she is reminded, hey, this is where I potty. So they're great.
So the other thing we're going to talk about is food.
Yes.
So there's 2 options, and I will be your gracious assistant.
Oh, nice. Yes. So we don't like to feed dogs in bowls per se, because bowls, don't get me wrong, they're great for feeding dogs anyway, but they don't stimulate them any mentally or emotionally. So we want to make sure that these guys are working for their food. We have what they call ratters, which means that they were bred to take down rodents. And if we have this house dog who is not stimulated mentally, you're going to have a dog who is crazy and a dog who does more damage to your house and to your fingers. So we want to make sure that we are stimulating them mentally, and the way that we do that first is with putting their food in what's called a slow feed bowl or a puzzle bowl. So they come in different sizes, they come in different patterns. This one is a zigzag pattern, and basically Blondie would have to lick up the food through these little zigzags or move it around to get it. It does have a rubber bottom to where it won't slide everywhere and they can't just pick it up and drop it. And you want to get one that is for your size puppy. So I don't recommend these for our minis. I honestly recommend the mediums or I think because this is an extra small, right?
Yeah, that's specifically for a puppy.
Yeah, so this is perfect for puppy. However, for our bigger guys, we want to make sure that we're looking at either the small or the medium.
And they're about this big.
Oh yeah, and they love them because they have to move things around.
And I have several different ones, so they don't master it.
Yes,
they always have to work.
We have a lot. Like every single time I see a new one, I just pick it up.
Yep.
So I'm like, oh, that'll be fun. These were made by Outward Hound. So Outward Hound does a lot of cool things for dogs, and they do try to come out with a different design every few years. So that way your dog, again, does not master it and then get bored with it. So there's that one.
And this one we'll actually let her use.
Yes.
We're going to give her, that she's eating dinner really late tonight, but she's going to get her dinner.
Yep. So,
and this one, our puppies have never used. Both Amanda and I have these ones.
These are new.
And we send them home with our puppies. So I send all of my puppies, if you got one for me, you know that. We send them home with a puzzle bowl and different ones. And so this one is not one she has used before. So this is going to be a brand new experience for her.
And what it is basically you're going to put the treats in these little holes and they can move them around to try to get those treats out. And by treats, I mean not just treats that you buy from the pet store. It's her food. It's her dinner. And then she has to figure out how to move these things around in order to get that food. Do we want to put it in here?
Yeah, I was gonna let her
All right.
show it off.
There you go. Have fun. So it's going to take her a minute to actually figure it out, which no, never mind. She's like, oh, this is how I do this.
She's used puzzle toys before, just not this one specifically.
So sometimes it may take them a while. However, they should pick up on it pretty quickly. You might have a dog that gets frustrated. And if that's the case, kind of show them a little bit of what to do. And then you'll have a dog that just picks it up, again. So they know what to do. What do you think, huh? She's like, I really like this game, guys.
So 90% of a dog's life in the wild is finding food.
Yep.
So you have a feral dog, that's what their life is, or a wild dog, a dingo.
Yeah, a dingo.
And that's their life. So in our homes, if we feed them in the bowl, and then that ends up being 1% of their day, what are they going to do with the rest of it?
Exactly.
And so we want to make them work for their food, because mental stimulation is usually even more exhausting than physically taking them for a run. And a puppy you can't take for a run anyway. Their joints won't allow it. So this is a way to let them get their problem-solving skills and work their brains. And schnauzers are so smart.
Yes, a little bit too smart. They're little conniving beasts. They like to figure things out quickly.
We put 3 treats in there, and she's pretty much figured out which ones have the treats already and has gotten to those first before her food. Yep. Look, she wants to show everybody how smart she is.
So another thing that you guys can do, if like maybe you're in a pinch and you don't have a slow feed bowl right now at home, you can actually take a plastic water bottle, of course dump all the water out or drink all the water, take off the ring and the cap, and you can pour their food. Label. Yeah, and the label, yes. Don't forget the label. You can take their helping of food and pour it in the bottle, and then pour out just like maybe 1 or 2 kibbles out of the bottle, just so they understand there's food in there, and then let them go to town. Let them kick that bottle, move that bottle, spin that bottle just to get out the food, and it helps to push them mentally again, to make sure that they are being stimulated if you're just in a bind and you don't have a puzzle bowl.
And if they have mastered that, you can get the 16.9 ounce water bottles. You know, the ones that you almost twist in half just opening because they're such a flimsy plastic, and you can crunch them. And then it is way harder for them to get the food out.
They really have to work.
Then when you're done with it, you just
throw it away.
Put it in recycle.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yes.
You're gonna get in trouble. You're
yes, I know. I'm sorry.
Yelling at you. Recycle.
I'm sorry. It's pregnancy brain.
No, I'm just
yes, recycle.
But you can go ahead and do that. The other thing is you can actually put rubber balls in a big food bowl dish, and they have to do that. Sometimes I have a ball pit that we use with our puppies, and I will put some food in the bottom of it, and then put all the balls on top, and they have to find the food at the bottom. And then, of course, also snuffle mats is another thing that they use. And there are so many options. We just recommend that you honestly just keep changing it. You just don't want them to get bored. And in a perfect world, which some of my parents are this awesome, they never feed them out of a bowl. And, of course, there is always the age-old puzzle toy, the Kong.
The Kong,
you can find
the wobbler,
1,000.
too.
Yeah, you can find 1,000 recipes of things to put in the Kong, from freezing it with some beef broth,
applesauce.
Yep.
Sugar-free, though. Sugar-free, guys. Keep away from the...
yogurt, peanut butter. There are just so many options. Wet dog food, dry dog food, all kinds of things so that they never get bored. And then you just put them in the dishwasher. So if you are interested in getting a puppy from us, like we said, Blondie is not available, but we do have other puppies available, so you can go ahead and message us. We have to be really careful on Facebook, both Amanda and I, because, you know, PETA and Facebook jail and
crazy
all of that.
People, you know.
So we can't really talk about that too much on these videos. So if you want to send us a message on Nightingale Schnauzers or Happily Ever After, obviously this page.
Are you done? Huh? Did you finish?
And then there is an auto response that tells you what puppies I have available. I don't know if Amanda has her auto response for her puppies.
I do have an auto response.
She has puppies, but has not gone through her wait list yet.
Sorry guys, we're still trying. We're getting through the wait list, and then we also have litters coming, as you know, Megan does as well. We have our winter, I guess, 2021,
it's a little
2022
slower
winter.
in this time of year.
Yes, so
but we do have puppies coming.
We do, yes, and we have confirmed pregnancies. We're actually working on a few that are breeding right now, and then springtime. Let's just say, get ready for both of us.
Yeah. Yes. I have my February and March.
Yeah.
It's like boom, 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 boom.
Yes. So now is the time. I will tell you guys, for both Megan and I, for Happily Ever After and Nightingale Schnauzers, now's the time to start asking us about getting on our wait list.
Especially if you want a puppy in like
spring.
late spring, early summer.
Yes.
Because that seems to be when everybody wants a puppy
Because
of the weather.
Yep.
Or
And
teachers
summertime.
that are home, their kids are home.
So now is the time to go ahead and start contacting us, call us, text us, message us, and get on that waiting list, because it will go. Honestly, we had people that contacted us last spring and last summer, and we had no puppies for them. And unfortunately, they had to wait a year. So get on the wait list. Yeah.
Yes. So get your spot deposits in if you want to get a puppy, because honestly, we do want this to be something that you plan for, not just a, oh, that puppy's cute, I want to get one. I want you to do your research on the breed. We both have the same 3 breeds, so Schnauzers, Teddy Bears, which is Havanese and Schnauzer, and Schnoodles, which is a Poodle and Schnauzer mix. So we have the same thing. But if
you want references, we do have references from from people who've gotten all 3 of those breeds. If you have questions, and of course
veterinary references as well. So any of those things we can provide you, but we want to plan it out and really think about what's going on in your life, because for some people, I had a lot of people that were really excited about getting their puppy around the holidays, like November, because they could kind of get through that, and then they had time off of work and school and stuff because of what they did, being teachers and things like that, to get settled. So keeping that in mind of what's going on in your life and when would be a really good time to add a puppy to your world.
Yeah.
So if you have any questions about this setup, about getting a puppy, about when we take the puppy home, please send us a message. The last thing we're going to go over in this video, because this is actually a video that we want to send our clients to look at, is the spiel that Amanda gives about your first couple of days. I think it's a really good spiel where you talk about the expectations, how you deal with a puppy, all of those things. She words it beautifully, so
I'll try.
So, I heard you say it so many times. You're good.
I know. So when you're bringing a puppy home, the best thing that you can do for yourself and for that puppy is not to have really high expectations, as far as, this is going to be great, the puppy's not going to cry, we're going to love this puppy, and everything's going to be great. You don't want to do that. So you want to set yourself up for success, and you also want to set up the puppy for success. So with me, when I get a new puppy, I start out with being consistent with whatever I'm going to do 6 months from now, I'm going to start now. So if I don't want the puppy in the bed with me, like in 6 months or a year, I'm not going to put that puppy in the bed with me when the puppy's 8 weeks old. So starting out small and, and saying, hey, you know what, you're going to be in this playpen and we're going to have a great life together. And if you cry and need to go potty, I will take you out to go potty. But if you, if you're gonna cry and whine and want to bed with me, I'm really sorry, but that's just not the way it's gonna go. And that will help the puppy to maintain a more consistent and structured lifestyle, and that's better for the puppy's brain. Also, puppies whine and they're gonna cry. So again, don't expect a puppy not to. Usually it takes about 3 to 4 days to get into sort of the motion of things, and about 2 weeks to fully get into, okay, this is my life and I love it, and this is how mom and dad are going to be. And then let's see.
Assimilation would be an 8-week-old puppy would be like a 1-year-old baby.
Yes.
They are going to cry when they're away from their mother.
Yep.
They are going to freak out when everything is different. They don't do well in new situations. They are easily stressed out and don't know how to handle being overstimulated and going to a new home and all of that. It'd be like you taking a 12-month-old to your mom's house where you know they're good and you know they're safe, but the 1-year-old doesn't know that, and you just leave them there.
Yeah.
And expect them not to cry and be upset and throw temper tantrums and that kind of thing. That's an unnecessary expectation and unrealistic.
And a lot of people get these puppies and think, oh, well, you know, they're going to be potty trained. No, they're not. Again, it's like expecting this 12-month-old to all of a sudden know how to go potty. I will tell you, in fact, my little one turns 2 on the 10th. No, he just has no clue how to go potty in potty right now. So a 12-month-old definitely doesn't. So for these guys, you know, we want to set those expectations at a successful level. So you know that if you can take that puppy out every 30 minutes, we're probably not going to have any accidents. But if you wait 4 hours, yes, you will have accidents. And don't blame the puppy. So you want to make sure that you're taking them out on a regular basis, but also an age-appropriate basis as well.
Because she just peed right here. What a good girl.
Good job, baby. So for her,
choose something you shouldn't.
I don't expect her not to go on this pad, you know, in the next like 2 hours. She just went. She had her water. She had her food. She's probably gotta go. So I can either take her outside, or now she has a successful spot that she can go potty in, and that's okay for her. A lot of people say, well, if you start them on potty pads, well, what about, and will they ever learn to go outside? Yes, dogs will learn to go outside. The more consistent you are with whatever you want them to do, the better they're going to be at that. So make sure that if you want them to sometimes go on potty pads and sometimes go outside, that's okay too. But if you fully want them to go outside, then you're going to have to take them out more. They're just not going to know that this is what they're supposed to do unless you consistently train it. So just keeping your expectations at a successful level, and don't expect these puppies to do what a 6-month-old dog can do or what a 2-year-old or a 12-year-old dog can do. One of the things that I know when people contact me when they've lost a dog, or they had a dog when they were little and they're expecting to get this other dog, one of the big things that I preach about is don't get the same color dog, or don't get the dog that looks just like yours, because you have these expectations of that other dog that you missed and you love, but you're putting them on a puppy that's just unrealistic. So making sure that this new one needs just as much patience as your other one did. And I think that's a big thing with getting a new puppy in general. Also, keeping them away from people that not that you don't know, but that you don't know where they've been. And mostly it's with dogs. But if you have a friend that, just got a new puppy, don't take your puppy around that dog. If you have a friend who has a 2-year-old dog who has all of its vaccinations, don't take your puppy around that dog, because that dog could have gone somewhere, picked up something, and brought it to your puppy. So until your puppy has all of its vaccinations, they should not see anybody other than siblings at home. And by siblings, I mean their furry companions, not necessarily, other people or whatnot. You want to make sure that you're treating them like newborns. So, and that includes making sure that whoever comes to visit puppy hasn't been to the vet recently and hasn't changed their clothes or sprayed their shoes off, hasn't been to an animal shelter recently, I have a friend and he works at the Humane Society, and he knows that when he comes to my house, you come in clean clothes that you have not worn there, and you wipe your hands or you put hand sanitizer on and you wash your hands, but you also spray your shoes down with disinfectant. And that's because I don't know what goes in there. So I want to make sure my puppies are healthy. And he knows that. So just kind of keep in mind who sees your puppy. And I think that's a big thing of keeping these guys safe. Yes. we're talking about you. Did I cover everything?
Yeah, I think honestly it was just like whatever you're gonna do for the long term is
Yeah,
what you need
that's
to
what
do.
you need
Where
to
they're
do.
gonna sleep needs to be where they sleep.
Yep. Where you're gonna, like, if you want to take them everywhere, take them everywhere. But don't take them everywhere while they're small and then they get to be, you know, let's just say 12 pounds and they're no longer purse dogs. Don't expect them to just be okay with you leaving them at home. No. Set the expectations. Hi. This is okay, guys. You're so sweet. You're so sweet.
So I think that was
Yeah.
everything we wanted to cover with our future puppy parents.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you are interested in a puppy, please absolutely send us a message, and don't forget to like our page and like Nightingale Schnauzers so that you can follow us, see our updates, be notified when we go
Yes.
live, and see all the things that we have coming up in the future. I hope everybody has a wonderful holiday season, and we look forward to tuning in with you guys again soon.